of the Huya Master Invitational number 2. Here it is, 1-0 against FoCuS. 1-0, the best undead that Asia has ever seen. And against FoCuS, one of the best orcs of all time, who once again seems to be in pretty good shape here. FoCuS was a little bit disappointing in the DreamHack Regional Finals. 1-0, a little disappointing only on the last day when he lost to Fly and didn't make it to the finals. He's looking for redemption. Both are in this tournament, in this grand final. More than $3,000 for first place. Who's gonna get it? Let's go in. Let's see how the series starts on Turtle Rock. With me today for the final day, by the way, is also Kaiser. I hope he's here now. I imagine he doesn't want to miss this grand final.
Wouldn't miss it for anything. Welcome everyone just joining in. It's your man Kaiser here, excited for some hot Warcraft reaction on Remo's favorite map, Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock indeed. In my opinion, can be pretty rough for Undead, but we'll see what the plan here is. Earlier, 1-0 was able to get a great comeback here against Lin. Wonderful game. 1-0 is the best Undead versus Orc player in the world by far. His expertise, his knowledge in this matchup, absolutely amazing. And yeah, we said earlier that his Crypt Lord plays recently haven't been looking that good, but the DK Fiends, absolutely impressive. Also, in this tournament and the previous weeks, we've been seeing tons of Farseer Headhunters, but I think not this time. I'm not sure. We're gonna take a look at FoCuS' main again in a little while when the heroes soon start popping out. And yeah, this is looking like a very standard orc base if you ask me. But it's a Farseer again. It's a Farseer again, my dude. What the hell? What happened to the Blade Master?
Player's forces are under attack.
He's training at the dojo, seeing what he can do next patch maybe, but we're seeing a really quick tech from FoCuS here as well. Before the growth, sorry, that's a standard. I'm blind. Caster Curse.
Yeah, of course the big benefit with playing Farseer opening is you can just take damage from the creeps on the wolves and tech up very quickly without a shop. You don't need the shop for quite a long time. That's where you can get a sizable tech lead. 1-0, also creeping with the ghoul further slows down his tech a little bit more, and I think he even took the ghoul to the first orange camp to go for the claws. Indeed he did. Wow, so 1-0 sacrificing a lot of lumber here early on for creeping and items, and gets some of the worst items imaginable with the cloak and the ring.
FoCuS not looking too much better either with the double slippers, one for each foot.
And at that point, you always feel like, God damn it, if only I had played Blade Master.
Ghoul's in lots of trouble. Oh, he actually made 4 ghouls here.
Oh yeah, he did. True. One of those ghouls is going to be going down now. The Acolytes, though, should be safe. Nerob is up already. And the DK will be returning to this main sooner rather than later. We can force the TP here, actually. 2 coils. That's a TP.
Big man investment. Might be just trying going for the auto attacks. It'll take a lot longer and more travel time, of course, but the mana is more precious for him.
And now he wasted that opportunity, though, with the grunt blocks. Alright, here comes the coil now. Depending on this grunt block, maybe this TP isn't even going to be forced. So, yeah, good play by FoCuS, but a little sloppy by 1-0. If he started just coiling right in his base, that would have been a TP force, but as it is, Farseer can heal up, and 1-0 missed a bit of an opportunity there. Slippers will be sold, and that makes me think it's not going to be a Shadowhunter second, though.
And he walked all the way over there, too. That's a... Just use the mana at that point. Walking all the way over there for nothing.
And FoCuS with a massive creep here. Going for the red camp right away. And that is one of the big benefits for Orc on this map. With the normal damage, you can creep very well the turtles in the middle. And also the starting positions. By being able to take out the Berserkers and the Warlord fairly easy. Takes out the Warlord first. Big item there. Zoe Mask. That's a very good one. 1-0 stuck on only one Fiend here for a really long time. Oh wait, does he have a... Alright, second Fiend now. Now 1-0 has been playing that 2 Fiend tech almost exclusively for a long time now. When he is playing DK first, that is. And is once again sniping items like we saw before. Skeleton Scout sees what's going on, but Farseer is level 3. I like this early game a lot for FoCuS.
And the fast Farseer level 3, of course, has a lot more impact on the fast DK rather than the fast Fiends. Not too many ways to deal with the wolf pressure. If you get caught out, you could very easily force a TP, lose a unit or two.
And what 1-0 is doing right now also doesn't seem very effective at all. The Farseer can just come home and deal with this solo super easily. And the TC can creep up in the meantime and expand. Tier 2 Farseer Expo. That has become fairly rare nowadays. Especially 1-0 over in Asia has been destroying that strategy for quite a while now. But with this strong of an opening, with this Farseer 3, with the DK slowed down, and the expansion in a good position on Turtle Rock where it's far away from the opponent, I'm liking FoCuS's chances here quite a bit.
Yeah. And as we've seen though, this tier 2 stuff, it always starts off really strong, but eventually the undead can get some like safe creeping in. And almost every time I've seen this play out, the undead's just on a very thin knife edge of losing the game, and then comes back with like a 3-3, even like 3-3 or some other combination of high hero levels just the tier 2 orc army can't really compete with.
Yeah, absolutely true. It comes down a lot to hero levels. Even if the orc is up by a base, if the undead ever gets to 4-4-3, that's usually the turning point. That's normally where even the superior economy won't make enough of a difference. Oh, speed scroll, engagement, trying to find the surround. He has got one ensnare with this raider. Oh, he's trying with the vanilla surround. Almost got it, but not quite. Ensnare just finished right there. The Lich, is he stuck? He sure is. Trying to fight out though, but there's a stomp. I think the Lich is just dead. Yep. FoCuS, expanding on his good lead. 1-0 now. He's probably gonna have to give up this merchant. He could have used the coil and then TP out right after, but maybe he was not sure if that was going to be enough for the save. And 1-0 in really hot water here.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's probably going to get an invuln here at the shop as well. And that's his level 3. Ooh, that was fast. Level 3 TC against level 1 Lich. And I know I'm sounding a bit like a stubborn brat, but Turtle Rock, man, I really don't think you should leave that in the pool as an undead.
It does make very difficult games when the now the TC is a higher level than the DK even.
Yeah, 2-1 hero levels. Very, very problematic. FoCuS is playing this game really well, though. I do have to say. And 1-0, maybe a little too passive in the early game. When he got the level 2 DK, he also could have had the option of just following the Farseer around. Because really, the creeping of the natural and the level 3 on the Farseer, that's what swung this game around. The Lich kill, of course, was painful as well, but before that already it was looking bad for 1-0. 1-0 waiting for his Destroyer form upgrade to finish, but he doesn't have it yet.
Another
TC.
down.
Oh, diving deep. Getting surrounded here, actually.
Ooh.
But that's only skeletons. He should certainly be able to fight out. He's got the invuln as well. He's tanky. And 2 more ensnares flying. 1 Destroyer morphed. 2 Destroyers morphed. Alright, this could be an overextension for FoCuS, possibly. Wolves taken out. DK level 3 finally. Oh, is this where it turns around? 1-0 needs to get a lot of exit kills here. Did not keep track of that grunt. He could have killed that one as well, maybe. Okay trade for FoCuS. He mainly bought time here. But now 1-0 is online. He's got the level 3 DK, the level 2 Lich, or at least in a second he's got the Destroyers. But FoCuS, having seen the Destroyers, is going to be going heavy into him.
Double morph and Destroyers, of course. As an undead, always feels a little bit bad. Oh, he already has a statue already. Look at that. Very heavy destroyer play.
Almost got the money for a Dark Ranger as well, which usually should be the choice.
Here comes the timing push. Speed scroll. Grabs himself a statue, potentially. He's going in for the big stomp.
TC can't even hit that many units. There's only one Fiend on the ground, but that destroyer taken out as well. The mana has been drained, but that's another kill for FoCuS. This game looking better and better for the Orc. Every ensnare here could potentially be a kill. 1-0. In a really, really tough spot. This game should not really be winnable, but it's 1-0. So not out of the question. TK caught with the ensnare, with the stomp. He's gonna have to TP here. Woof! Actually, holds on to the TP a little bit longer. Nova flies in. Some raiders going down. Only one raider left. Oh, but the ensnare pulls the destroyer in. Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. And
misses the coil
lost.
a little bit too. Lich in lots of trouble.
One more coil is there. But mana swiftly running out. There's the next ensnare. The Lich gets caught. The Lich is gonna be getting surrounded. Gets called again. Might not be enough for the save. Oh, he wasn't quite surrounded actually. 1-0 with a TP. Saves the Lich. Down to 37 supply. Lost all of his mana. Bought a new TP right away. FoCuS keeps creeping. And he should be close to level 4 TC now as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Reaching that fabled critical mass. And undead levels not looking too hot. And that's always the deciding factor against this tier 2 style. But this is potentially the space that 1-0 needs to get to level 3 Lich. Getting back here with the nuke potential. The Black Hero as well, always snowballing off of the low health headhunters. And we're still tier 2 from FoCuS as well. So not going to be berserkers anytime soon. Very glass cannon army here.
Thank you, Vicious, for the sub. King in the North with the 24, and Choda with the 2 month. Resub. TP out, 1-0. Oh, loses that statue just barely. So much piercing damage here in this army by FoCuS. But yeah, he doesn't have a healer, so he's definitely gonna need heal scrolls. Good thing is, he's got plenty of gold, so he can afford it. Inventory space, perhaps a bit of an issue, but actually no. Farseer has plenty of inventory space. 1-0 doing his best to get the levels. And he can actually potentially make it to 4-4-3 if he gets all of the rest of the map.
There's a lot of stuff left on his side. TP is really smart. Gets him back where all the creeps are. And he's kind of made this game plan and game path to allow him to do this. Now the Orc has to potentially even overextend here. Now that we have the hero levels getting higher and higher for the end. There you go.
Yeah, like the
Raiders
tech here by
move in.
FoCuS. He knows if there's another bad fight for him and he's forced back, this could swing around in the undead's favor if he doesn't tech up to tier 3. But tech up he did. Takes out another statue. Oh my god, that was very last second. And 1-0, he's just having to spam these TPs. He never is able to amass the gold required to get to a decently sized army. And here now perhaps 1-0 feels he has to go for a push, having no more real options of finding creep camps. FoCuS is going to be at 80 supply soon. He's going to add a third hero, Shadow Hunter soon, and Kodo upgrades, Berserker upgrades, and Venom Spear upgrades. FoCuS is cruising.
Forces are under attack.
He sells the Ring of Protection instead of the Gauntlets of August Strings. FoCuS! Somebody needs to teach you about EHB. Top right, 1-0 is trying to come in with a sneaky expansion, but wonderful scout by FoCuS. He's got a wolf up there already. He's gonna take out the red camp here. And that might be level 5 for him. Destroyer's morphed. 1-0. Oh, he's gonna get caught with that TP. Nova lands. Dark Ranger almost instantly dies. Ensnares flying, so are the webs, but these destroyers are just getting absolutely annihilated. Partial level 5, TC about to be there as well, and this is definitely going to be the 1-0 lead for FoCuS. Score of the bees as all the destroyers are dead. Nicely done by FoCuS. This TC hasn't even stomped once yet, by the way. Here we're going to see it now. Might be resulting in a hero kill. Oh, that was a nice coil. Very last second, saving the Lich there. But it is just overwhelming amounts of units. Oh, actually TP's out. And the Dark Ranger survives. But the expansion top right was cancelled. That was the tricky move that Lin earlier wasn't looking at right off the bat. But FoCuS is doing it here. FoCuS is playing a really good game.
Really surprised 1-0 didn't teleport earlier there. Seems greedy to try to stay. I mean, you get the damage in, I suppose. Coil Nova, maybe snipe a Wyvern or two and get out, but waited a long time for that. With the 4th teleport rebuy, no more creeps left to realistically take for 1-0. What's his game plan from here?
Yeah, it's looking really rough. FoCuS has so much opportunity to control this map. He was standing in the middle, and he had both Watcher wards to give him vision on the outskirts. Coil Nova can definitely take out a few units here and there. But once the Raiders reach with the ensnares, then he's trying to force the fight. Lots of Raiders here, by the way. We saw 5 right there, which can turn into a liability. But just having the mass ensnare to lock down the undead, probably worth it in this kind of scenario. FoCuS didn't forget about the dust. He's killing 3 fiends over here, and 1-2's army again is dwindling, as it's been doing seemingly this entire game. One more nice stomp to finish off the game, perhaps. Focus fire on the Lich. I don't think he has an invul. No, he does not. Lich goes down. And that should be curtains. GG is called. 1-0 lead for FoCuS. And he keeps on surprising us, doesn't he? Defeated Fly, defeated Lin.
1-0 looks like he's on the menu too.
Yeah, I think especially playing so passively in the early game when you only have one fiend, I really don't think you should go into a creep game. I think you should just follow around that Farseer, make sure he doesn't get level 3, make sure he doesn't clear out the natural, or the gold mine anyways. Because if you do, it can quickly turn into a lot of issues. That was not the best game by 1-0 strategically, especially early game. And the early game is absolutely crucial. If the Farseer gets off to that hot start, that expansion and the Farseer can oftentimes lead to victory. But that's only very doable on certain maps. The bigger the map, usually the better it is, and the easier it is for the grunts to creep. So Echo Isles is another example of that. Concealed Hill maybe, although not really. And Concealed Hill has been vetoed anyways. We're going to go into 1-0's map choice now. Northern Isles is a classic nowadays, which we might be seeing here. FoCuS vetoed AZ, understandably so. I wonder if we're going to see a Crypt Lord this series, or if 1-0 just completely gave up on him.
I think if we're going to see it, it should be on Northern Isles.
Could also be an option on Echo.
Echo is a bit of a mind game too, where you're just praying that your opponent goes Blade Master.
Yeah, I think Undead has a really good opportunity with the Crypt Lord opening. If he's playing Blade Master, you can always try to pull off the expansion, and if he's going Farseer, just tech, just creep, just tech. And the Farseer will usually get outscaled super hard by the Undead Tri-Hero. And that is like 6 maps in a row now Farseer first by FoCuS, isn't it?
Big fan of it.
Did he perhaps only play Farseer? So against against Night Elf, he played Blade. It's understandable. But yeah, every other game, unless he was playing against Night Elf, FoCuS only played Farseer first. That's pretty damn crazy.
Seems to be the new move.
I must say, though, I'm not convinced against Undead at all. I think the only reason he won that game was because 1-0 was kind of sloppy early. But we'll see.
I have to agree. I think at the level of play that these guys play on, it's just really it's a hard mechanics check for the undead, and of course 1-0 has excellent mechanics, and it's hard to make the Farseer tier 2 army work like that.
So we go into our second map, Last Refuge. And not too surprisingly, we're going to see Farseer Headhunters here on Last Refuge. This is one of the best maps for this strategy, if you do get off to a decent start. And you get the Farseer levels. They still have the music on the stream, which is kind of weird. Okay, we're going to leave the sound off for a little bit. Yeah, if you get the Headhunter numbers and the Farseer levels, you can oftentimes grab both middle merchant camps, which is amazing. And 1-0 hard countered the Farseer earlier by going fast fiends. He's not doing so now. What he is doing is creeping the natural with a ghoul build with a DK. He's not expanding though, which would be quite bold against Farseer Headhunter opening. I've never ever seen that opening before. Pretty cool.
It does give you a lot of creeping tempo, but once the fighting starts to kick in, I'm not sure what he does with it, really.
Yeah, the nice thing about that Crypt Lord is you can take the natural, have Blight there right away, go for the High Priest, maybe get Sentry Ward, get back to the main, take out the green, get the claws, and then get New Rod of Necromancy, and then you can keep on being out on the map. Very interesting. But again, it's a lot of freedom for the Farseer. In my estimation, getting level 2 DK and then playing aggressively is oftentimes the better approach, unless you can get level 3 DK yourself. But yeah, we're not even going to have any fiends. We're not even going to have any fiends here, ladies and gentlemen, at least not for a while. And the DK is in fact just creeping. Scouting with the illusion, creeping the gnolls, getting very close to level 3 himself.
I've seen 1-0 do this ghoul thing, but on Amazonia against Orc, usually like a Dreadlord third, and he just kind of goes for the heavy surround, insufferable style, takes some notes from our Canadian friend there. I wonder if we'll do the same here, even against the Headhunters.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that by him before. I've seen that by Happy in the WGL Grand Final against Lin. A game that was so hype that I jumped out of my seat in the middle of the cast and by accident threw my headset on the ground. Oh my god, he's making a ziggurat there. The absolute mad lad.
Not as mad as that grunt, though. That kind of taking a beat on his own town hall there.
DK full mana. Would love to kill some headhunters here. Or even better, steal the Ogre Magi and especially the item. FoCuS is protecting it pretty well though. And that's the weird thing now not playing Fiends. If you had Fiends here, you can bring them in to assist, but if you bring Ghouls, they will just die. So Farseer gets the Ogre Magi, gets the big mana potion, and very likely he's gonna get the other big consumable as well. But it's a lot of attention forced on this side of the map, and there's actually an expansion coming.
Incredible.
That seems so risky though. And with the expansion coming, 1-0 is not going to be teching tier 3 for a long time, so he's stuck on Ghouls without Frenzy for a good while. DK coming in again, trying to steal the Ogre Magi, but again FoCuS will be playing around that.
It almost seems like with this playstyle, 1-0 forgot what race he's against. He looks like he's playing against Night Elf. He does this kind of weird stuff a lot against Elf recently. He'll do like either like a tier 1 fast expanded 10th, and like there seems to be no rhyme or reason. He just tries to put a expo down whenever. Gets the greater healing, uses it right away for a ghoul. And he gets the XP too, getting closer and closer to level 4 DK. Makes the micro a lot more smooth against Orc.
That's a fast level 4 on the Farseer. Not bad here, the Chain Lightning against the ghouls. Must be Nova first on the Lich. Problem is, it's really tough for the TC to creep anything now. He could go to the Merc, but that's a painful creep jack position. Up on the high ground is also possibly a painful creep jack position. Oh, he's waiting. He's waiting up the hill. But if they're just standing here and not creeping and just wasting time, 1-0 is fine with that. He's got the expansion. This brilliant expansion out of nowhere, whilst distracting in the middle, that FoCuS completely is not expecting. Comes with a bit of a risk. If it's scouted for, if it's cancelled by the Orc, it's really bad. But, you know, smart calculated risk, I would say.
Expo fully saturated, taken away. I don't think FoCuS has said anything there. He has no knowledge of this, other than maybe just game field, but honestly, who would expect this blindly?
Yeah, he's only had his wolves around his main army, so he hasn't scouted for this at all. Statues now coming for 1-2-0, and yeah, playing against the Headhunters off of 2 base is amazing. You can go for a lot of Frenzy Ghouls, you can go for Destroyers and A-Bombs with Disease Cloud. We'd love to see a second Slaughterhouse here by him. Dark Ranger third, silence the TC, Nova the Headhunters, run to the back. It's a very fun playstyle. And so much Call Nova. A lot of Headhunters have been dying here. And 1-0, absolutely dominating this map. Also, with this Headhunter army, without Raiders, without Blade Master, there's no way the Orc can at all efficiently siege this expansion. Maybe a bit of wolf harass can be done, but there's 2 towers there already. And I think FoCuS knows now. If you don't see an orb on the Lich for so long, you know something's real fishy.
Smells real fishy and real cheesy too. I don't think this is just incredible. I'm just kind of dumbfounded. I don't think I've ever seen a tier 2 expand against Farseer Headhunter. Or against like Orc period. You really usually depend on these timings, crucial timing windows, but now you just have double the economy. With a
FoCuS.
tier 3.
Yeah. 40 supply, Tiny Great Hall. It's trying to catch up. He would also love to have a shredder for his lumber economy, but that would be a lot of gold invested into long-term economy. Where 1-2-0, he could go up to like 60, 65 supply right now, a heal scroll or 2, and come in with a deadly timing. Oh, the peons. They need to get to work. There we go. And they're currently missing that Lich level 3. He may get it from this camp that he's doing, but I'm not sure if it's actually enough. It might not be. Dark Ranger third. And yeah, 65 supply for 1-2-0. I think he's making a bit of a mistake here, creeping too much.
A player's forces are under attack.
But I guess if FoCuS brings the fight to him, it's fine.
Yeah, level 3 Lich acquired with double damage aura. It's gonna be really nice. Essentially, 2 damage upgrades for free for the Undead.
If you get 2 attack upgrades on the Fiends, That turns from +3 to +4, so +8 in total, which is pretty bonkers. TC, good inventory, quite survivable here in the front line. Oh, but that Ankh is going to be triggered fast. Maybe not that survivable after all.
True shot and command aura makes it pretty clean.
Kodo gets the
Hungry
devour
Kodo
on
gets
the-
his A bomb.
That's a big one. That Storm is also a big one. It feels like 1-2-0 feels so comfortable this game that he's not even microing his very best. He's just like, yeah, this is fine. Coil. Oh, 9 HP on the Kodo.
He's gonna be
That's-
digesting that big boy for a while, and it takes a long time to heal. Probably just keep him in base, right?
Yeah, true. With that, he's also out of the fight. But that was a good engagement for FoCuS. He bought a lot of time for himself. He's somewhat close to supply gap. But he doesn't have a third hero. If he doesn't have a third hero, he's going to get outscaled no matter what.
A player's forces are under attack.
And that's a big problem here. Dark Ranger should be getting level 2 here also pretty soon, which is a big deal for Black Arrow.
Town is under siege.
We may not even have seen any destroyers yet, which is sort of surprising. Maybe he wants to take out the raiders first and then move the destroyers.
1-0 poised to expand once
Player's
again behind
forces
this
are under
fight too.
attack.
And the lumber is looking a little low, so maybe that's the problem. But lots of gold for 1-2-0. More fiends coming with a double crypt. DK in pretty deep right here. PC trying with the storm, but he's getting silenced. There's no dispel against that just yet. TC lining up the perfect storm. There it is! Heal potion gets him back to decent health again, but he doesn't have an invuln, so it's really dangerous to walk back in there into this meat grinder of double bonus damage auras. He's trying it again. Only it's the DK though, pretty much.
DK is soaking so much damage here. I don't think that FoCuS checked to see he has the health stone here. Imagine this damage went on a fiend instead. Most of this fight, Dark Ranger low. There's more foils available.
There are some fiends going down. There's going to be another one right here. Level 4 TC, level 5 Farseer. That's absolutely not bad. Seems like now is time for the destroyers. 1-0 also out of mana. FoCuS. Oof. Almost gets another fiend right there. And the Dark Ranger in the front line. Dropping real low. 1-0 now needs a shade to have true sight against these wolves. Ooh, on the way back though, that's a lot of berserkers going down. That Nova FoCuS fire. Oh my god! That was 4 berserkers dying right there. The wolves go down as well. And when the Lich hits level 4, he can start eating these skeletons. That should be pretty close around the corner.
0 with the third base up too.
TC needs to get more mana. It's not going to be a lot down to the stomps here. 1-0's army has shrunk significantly, but it's still certainly strong enough to keep up the pressure. He's got the TP on the DK still remaining. Fiend numbers can just get replenished so quick with this double crypt play with the expansion. FoCuS still in a lot of trouble. Brilliant fast expansion, or I should say rather 2-2 expansion by 1-0. DK level 5. Going over fly, that's a lot of damage on this TC. Heal potion just to stay alive. Can he go back into the engagement? Yes, he can. Nice stomp, but perfectly timed coil as well. Frost armor to make that fiend even more survivable. And now we have Lich level 4. And now we have Dark Ritual. TC with a storm. Doesn't get it off though! Silence perfectly timed. The TC this time might be going down. Yes, he is. The fiend shots follow him. The TC dies. The Dark Range reaches level 3. And that is certainly game. GG called by FoCuS. We tie up the series 1-1. And we turn this bad boy into a best of 3. What a play. What a play. DK Ghoul opening, heavy creeping, quick level 3, and then DK harass whilst expanding behind on the skull that was popped in the early game. Do you think he had this as a premeditated strategy and in his back pocket, or did he just come up with it on the fly?
1-0 seems like a kind of. I don't know. I can't get a read on him. I can't quite tell if he's more of a random or a plan guy. With, I feel like it's a random thing. He's just like, you know what? Let's open ghouls. He just felt like it.
I would kind of guess
1-0
so as
does
well.
this a lot too. These sort of like weird borderline troll-y strats. Most recent example I could think of was the Mass Destroyer and Undead Mirror against, I believe, Pink.
Oh yeah, that was quite something. Oh.
Even in the fights, like 1-0, just where he like specifically the right in front of the troll green, just seemed kind of he was just there. Lost a lot of fiends. I don't think he necessarily had to.
But he delivers, he scores. 1-0 wants to get his revenge for the Huya Master Invitational #1, where FoCuS was the one to deny him the grand final, where FoCuS also won the tournament in the end. The last title for 1-0 was AWL in August of last year. So it's honestly been quite some time. Before that, he won the Huya Super League in April. It's almost a year ago. So Huya might be the perfect battlegrounds for 1-0. We'll see who gets the match point on our next map, Echo Isles. And here, I'm very curious what the builds are going to be. Very small map. Very hard to level up Triple Hero. Blade Master Tri-Hero on this map, super hard to pull off. Some undead still think this map is good for Blade Master because of claws, but that is absolutely incorrect. It's much more about creep routes and level possibilities rather than just purely claws. And we see 1-0, by the way, with the fast Fiend build once again. So it looks like he is absolutely expecting a Farseer harass, which might not be the case.
Can you imagine the look on some old school player's face if we told him that Crypt Lord and Farseer Headhunter is often played and could potentially be considered meta?
How incredulous that would be for them. Alright, we're gonna start
The question is,
another little prediction round here, boys. Get your bets in. Try to rock. Who wins here? Who claims match point?
the other question is, does 1-0 still play Death Knight? Could see a fast fiend Crypt Lord.
I think DK is much better, but yeah, the thing is, if you play Crypt Lord, it's kind of good, you know, with the beetles and stuff. But the wolves level 2 can really terrorize you if you don't have coil and you don't have aura. And with this scout here, I think FoCuS should just creep. Passively. Just creep up. Clear out the natural.
A player's forces are under attack.
Because he has to expand. There's no way FoCuS can win this game one base. Doesn't have to do so on tier 1, of course. ORC tier 1 expansions are almost never seen, although we did see it in DreamHack by Fly, which came as a big surprise. And with this undead opening, there's no Scout Acolyte. We do have a shop smack bang in the middle of the map, by the way.
A player's forces are under attack.
Which may signify he wants to play aggressively.
Could be gearing up too, just to creep this and then contest the marketplace as well. With the fast fiends, of course, you can creep bigger camps.
Yeah. I think I'd like to see the Farseer heal up after this camp with the salves. Take away the undead natural, and then steal the merc camp. That would be a sneaky creep route. think that's something that orcs almost always should try to do. First, nighttime, try to creep something greedy. With a speed scroll, normally that never comes at much risk. But guess what? We have a 6th Acolyte for 1-0 again.
What's this madman doing?
He's just gonna expand, yo. Just gonna expand.
Doesn't have a skull though. Is he just gonna Necropolis?
Oh my god, he is. And he puts it in the little path down there. So it's basically impossible for the orc to come from that way. How sick is that?
I can't believe this.
FoCuS isn't scouting it though. He's not scouting for this at all. With the wolves, he could be able to do it, but he's going for a sneaky creep route that I mentioned before.
Players' forces are under attack.
Primary takeaway for me in this series so far, 1-0 is the absolute mad lad.
Yeah, this series is really cool, really fun to see, but it almost upsets me how what we're seeing here has zero applicability to standard games in terms of what we can learn from this. Because games normally never look like this.
Good luck trying to copy this.
But you know, it actually kind of makes sense. FoCuS, if he's trying to creep greedy in the first nighttime, go unscouted, and try to get experience, well, you can just expand during the nighttime when the orc is trying to be sneaky and trying to go undetected. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a window to cancel? Farseer is close by. I don't think so. I think it's too late. DK is level 3 as well, which is very important. Have the level 2 coil here to heal up against the wolf damage.
Town is under siege.
Look how late he micros the Fiend, because he wants the wolf to stand there and take full damage, take one out quickly, and he knows exactly the damage threshold, knows that the Fiend isn't in real danger. And now standing on Blight, healing passively, the wolf summon has a 30-second cooldown, so the Farseer can't do anything for another 15 seconds. God damn! His level of play against Orc is just so amazing.
Yep. Best in Undead world.
I wonder what his tech is looking like, though. It must have started already, but should still be out by at least a minute, maybe 1.5.
The crab style expo, teching before you're fully saturated. Of course he can with the extra Necropolis.
The next wolf summon also goes into nowhere, but this one isn't really designed to do that much damage, but rather to buy space for the TC, who is almost level 2 now, cleared out the nat. But look at the skeleton timing.
Oh, that's scouting, man.
It's a tough choice for him, though. Does he try to come in for the cancel, or does he allow FoCuS the expansion? Because if here he tries to cancel, overextends, and loses 3 fiends, that's his lead gone. Oh, but guess what? He can just buy the Teddy staff, cancel it with a DK solo, and come back to the natural if he has to with the staff.
Why not both? 1-0 says.
Dude, he is outplaying FoCuS so hard right now. And it's not mechanics, it's just strategy and build. But yeah, Lich is still going to be missing for a long time, so 1-0 has to do this only with the Fiends and the DK and Skeletons, I suppose. But Narrow Tower, I don't know if you know, but it's a pretty good tower.
I think a certain player who wants to buff Huntresses would agree.
Oh, the Mercs get involved. That makes things kind of awkward. TC is almost dead, by the way. One coil and he is dead. Doesn't even need the coil. Ooh, one Fiend is at least gonna go down, though. Look at that low HP Fiend. Moved into the little nook down there. Mana potion, so tier 2 is finished. Oh! The Chain Lightning almost ends up with a double kill. FoCuS using all of his mana here. With the expansion cancel that we saw earlier, he's far behind this game. Now it's 3 grunts surrounded back here. Almost surrounded, not quite. Level 4 on the DK. And FoCuS is just losing his entire army right here. Oh my god, dude. The experience on this DK is criminal.
He blocked the Greater in as well with the Fiend against the Necropolis. Oh my lord.
Dude, this Necro positioning is so genius. It's so awkward for the Orc melee army to move around that. Trying to surround the Farseer.
Player's forces are
And
under
of
attack.
course he gets it. Holy shit. That was crazy. I don't know what the words are. He just schooled him 7 ways to Sunday.
Incredible.
And kind of surprising that FoCuS once again falls for the same play. The unexpected, unusual expansion during nighttime
A player's
that FoCuS
forces
just
are
isn't
under
scouting
attack.
for. FoCuS has to start scouting against these expansions. With a speed scroll and a good number of grunts and wolves, you should always be able to get the cancel without it being very painful at all, thanks to the speed scroll. 1-0 hires the Ogre Mauler. Hell yeah, why not? He's got the gold. Splits against the TC already. Doesn't allow a stomp against more than just one fiend. Lich might be going down. Lich seems to be going down indeed. Oh, no. He's got the invuln. I don't know where he got that one, but of course he plays it perfectly and protects his second hero here as well, at least for a little bit. Lich will be going down in the end. But it's only level 1 hero. It's going to be returning very soon. FoCuS actually is finding quite a few kills. The Raiders with the Ensnare are doing a great job. And behind this, the expansion is coming up for the Orc. We now have a statue as well, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. FoCuS back in this game. He just got a million kills with these Ensnares.
1-0, overextending a little bit.
And Wonders are getting a little bit too cocky. Should have bought a TP, I suppose. But normally, if you creep the Merc between your bases, you don't think you're going to be in so much danger. But FoCuS finds the timing with the strength of the Farseer still before Destroyers and the early Ensnare. We got a game on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen.
FoCuS is the danger.
Tier 3 might be finishing here though soon if I see this tech right. Yeah, and that means orb. And that's gonna change a lot. DK actually TP'd into the main. Oh my god, he might be dead. Oh my god, this DK is dead. Wait, after the next ensnare he can use the staff?
Weird that he used
my
a
God.
TP when he could just stab.
Yeah, that was a little weird. This is the
Almost
perfect
a
game
low.
for a Crypt Lord third, by the way. But I imagine 1-0 again once, preferably the Dark Ranger. Lots of Raiders still. But with the undead heroes right next to the shop, he can't really kill those. He can kill some fiends, but is that enough? The DK is close to level 5, my homies. And he's got it. And only now the tier 3 for FoCuS. Good job by the Observer, spotting that one right away. Seems like he finally woke up on the final day.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Gold for 1-0 still pretty low. He's been losing quite a few units. Both have been losing lots of units. This should favor the undead, I suppose. His hero level scale better, although the DK has reached max power. He's not getting stronger.
Hey, we still got that level 3 aura, best ult in the game, you know.
I wish I could believe you. TC trying his best with the stomp, but the DK heal is always there again. Orc army, not very impressive in the damage department, not yet. Lich should be pretty
Lots of
close to
back
3
and
now.
forth here. Supplies equalizing really quick here. This Kodo might be going down too with the threat of the level 2 or level 3 coil.
Yeah, DK also has the mana pot, so he can definitely get this Kodo. Where are the third heroes, though? Oh, the Fiend spawns into death. And the next one goes down as well. Jesus Christ, dude, this is a sick game.
Slobber knocker.
The next statue falls as well. Wonder there definitely needs destroyers now, I suppose. Or does he? Against raiders, it's sort of weird as well. Oh, Crypt Lord third, there he is! Hey, I called it.
A player's force is
Very, very good against mass tier 2 orc armies. He is, of course, going to have a tough time creeping, but with how much just battling and killing has been going on here, could be pretty good. Also, level 3 coil, extremely powerful at healing up a Crypt Lord once again. 1-0's lumber count, not the greatest, so he can't go into shades too easy.
a town is player's forces are under attack.
And the wolf harass begins.
So,
FoCuS again, trying to strike between the two bases. This is something he loves doing a ton. He also sees the Crypt Lord, which is a big deal. He knows he's going to have to try to split a little bit in the next upcoming fights.
level 3 wolves, man. So impressive.
And another TP by 1-0. Just trying to get back to the main. Impale. It's pretty well. 1-0 doesn't want to overextend though. TC, lots of damage on him. He's got the invuln. Invulns are going to be super important here, by the way. We only have one shot, of course. One more Impale, one more Nova is what 1-0 has to work with. Oh, these headhunters are looking very exposed. Heal scroll, nicely timed. TC in trouble still. Long range coil, the TC dies! Do you not have a TP anymore? Oh, that's a big problem. That's a big problem for FoCuS. These fiends dying doesn't even matter. The TC is not getting experience. The Farseer is not going to get stronger, really. Whew, mana potion Impale. Oh my god. It looks like it's cleanup time, boys. Oh, coil misses, though. That's a big deal, because this is experience that the Crypt Lord now is not getting.
Player's forces are under attack.
Oh my god, so many units going down. This is a nutty game. It's a nutty, nutty game, bro.
Yeah. Neither of them here no bell though. This has gotta be a record for units killed in a very short amount of time. Just constant stream of rally point snipes and
the thing is, FoCuS needs a Shadow Hunter really bad, but that level 1 Shadow can get sniped so easy. Impale Coil Nova.
A player's forces
See you
are under
later.
attack.
And 1-0 doesn't even need invulns so bad, because FoCuS's hero kill potential is rather low. Man, 1-0. Lumber's still low, so not having shades is very annoying against these wolves. We have stumbled into quite the fun grand final here. 1-0 definitely has a significant lead in this game, but it's not unwinnable for FoCuS. FoCuS's best chance might be to stay alive until the Undead Natural runs out. Dude, so many TPs by 1-0 every time. Impale hit decently. Destroyer pulled back, trying to make this as expensive as possible for the Orc to kill off the Destroyer. Nice stomp. Comes in with the Kodo, takes out the Fiend. Wolves being summoned, still scary. And now 1-0 doesn't have the TP anymore, so heroes could be in trouble. Stomp flying through, but again, without the Blade Master, the damage towards heroes just not that big. Oh, that Nova on the Headhunters in the back. Oh my god, 2 dying right away, the other one's forced back. Crypt Lord now level 2. Which actually does something. That passive is one of the worst in the game, but, well, at least he's got a passive ring of protection now.
And in this case, with the frost armor as well, really helps when you have can't squish this bug as easy now.
A A player's forces are under attack.
Could also be an idea to buy some items from the marketplace, especially Planets of Energy. Farseer close to level 6, by the way. Chain Lightning level 3. I know, Neo keeps saying it's so good. I can't really see it. Oh, statue mispositioned. Rare mistake by 1-0. He's gonna lose that one.
More of an earthquake kind of guy, I see.
Double mana potion on the TC. He also still has that invul pot available. Waiting for the storm, waiting for the impale. Oh, beautiful impale to slow down the TC! He just barely has the time to use that invuln pot. DK's level 6, by the way. I wonder, like, skilling ult could actually be doing something there. Maybe. These destroyers being kept alive for so long. 1, 2, ah, there it is! Ray's dead! We have Kodos and Fiends in the mix now. Undead ones. Destroyer control by 1 to the rest. Absolutely perfect. He lost 1 destroyer. Oh, but he's going for the Farseer now. Next, he's in big trouble. Farseer might be going down. TC has to cover the retreat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 50 supply for FoCuS. Look at that destroyer. He's just baiting. He's just like, yeah, come in, bro. Attack me. Oh, he eats the undead unit. Did you see? The Lich ate the undead fiend, and now has 2 more Novas.
Animate dead.
And level 3 on the Crypt Lord. Alright. 6, 4, 3 hero levels. I think 1-0's got it now, boys.
Now that Animate Dead's in play, especially. Oh, I've never seen it used in any game, really. This is genuinely my first time in a 1 versus 1 I've seen Animate Dead use it, and I'm so glad that it's 1-0 that gave me the pleasure.
And now we finally have a shade as well, so it seems like all things are turning up 1-0. Oh, but he's gonna TP out here. He doesn't like the look of this fight here at the start. He lost a destroyer and a fiend. It's kind of a big deal. But the TC is still far away from level 5. And there's still no third hero for the Orc. I suppose at this point it's really too late for a third hero. But yeah, dual hero against 3. It's not gonna work out.
A player's forces are under attack.
TC could maybe get level 5. FoCuS actually has tons of creeps still on the side of the map. Dude, he could have actually gone for Shadowhunter and could have leveled him to 3. But maybe he felt he couldn't fall back to creep. He had to keep pressure on the other side of the map. But man, oh man, is it looking desperate now for the Orc.
A player's
So many swings this game. There's a lot of times where anyone else would have said, yep, this player's gonna win now, no problem. But, keep clawing their way back up.
There at the green. That might be the level 5 for the TC. And that's what he needs. That's what he desperately needs. Alright, there it is. He doesn't have an invul though, right? Oh, when he runs in, he can just get Impale Colnovad.
He could. Up until right now, FoCuS has had exceptional shop control. He's got every invul, except for towards the end of the game.
And that one's probably on the Lich or the Crypt Lord now. 6, 4, 3 hero levels. Everything's full mana. Yeah, and we're going to for the TC right away. Yeah, that makes sense. Stomp.
Big split.
Didn't hit that well. And the Crypt Lord standing in the front, tanking like a boss, just waiting with the Impale for the TC. There it is! Impale! But no Coil Nova follow-up. We have the heal scroll, we have the heal potion, everything to keep his TC alive. We got another heal pot right there. That's not a bad fight for FoCuS at all, actually. Ooh, but that Impale, oh my lordy. Hits actually every single one of these headhunters. TC now feeling bold enough to return back into the fight. Stop. Dodged with a burrow. Very nicely done. Again, Impale.
Easy.
Nova, and the TC this time dies. Didn't have the time for the healing potion. Second hero falls. No more Stomp, no more Aura. And now these undead heroes can just clean up. Lich level 5. Nova in the back! And, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. TC revived at the tavern. FoCuS is at 50 supplies still. The wolves are doing a decent job. But even if he kills the undead army, how the hell is he ever going to kill the undead heroes? Crypt Lord level 4. Not a big level up, really. But still looks impressive. Impale. FoCuS now on the Farseer. Eats the A-bomb. Nova comes through. Farseer is dead. And that is it. GG called. 1-0 takes the map. The 2-1 lead. And match point on Echo Isles. In a very fun game. Again, with an unusual expo timing that, again, FoCuS wasn't looking for. If FoCuS scouts better on the way to tier 2, and he cancels the expansion, throws back the undead, and then is himself the one to expand first on tier 2, that game could be looking a lot better. But yeah, FoCuS, you need to scout a lot more, man. If you don't see the DK for a while, you have to scout as natural. You have to check out if an expansion is coming.
I think an underrated part of these series too is the mind game aspect. So imagine being in FoCuS's position that you might be hyper aware of this and just like paranoid of these expos, and 1-0 might just play strictly standard game.
Yeah. Remaining maps now for us are Northern Isles and Terranas. I don't know which one is coming up next. Especially Terranas seems like a Crypt Lord map, but 1-0 really hasn't been having much success lately with the Crypt Lord. FoCuS seems to be also a hard set on trying to counter the Crypt Lord maybe with a Farseer. And we saw how the Farseer can have problems in an even late game scenario against the DK tri-hero. Love that Crypt Lord third, by the way. Absolutely love it. This has been a really fun grand final here so far, and we move into map number 4. Can FoCuS bring it back now and make it a 2-2, bring us to a 5th map, or is 1-0 going to close it out here? We see the opening builds, and it's a Tet Fiend build again. No Crypt Lord. Alright, let's start some predictions up in here.
I think the biggest question is, even though it's fast DK, it's anything but predictable with 1-0 this series. Usually undeads tend to prefer that methodical, like 9-minute, 9:30, tier 3 timing with orbs, destroyers. 1-0. They're on caution to the wind. 2 games in a row with the most weirdly timed expands that we might have ever seen.
I forgot about a lot of subs, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, Choda with the 2 months, Robond with the 5 months, Zanolan with the 39 months, Desert Drake with the 20 months, Nibu HSV with the 56 months says, expanding, did you well, was fun to watch, Carson, yesterday. Rextard with the 18 months says, smile, and BB with the 14 months says, 14 months, thanks for the entertainment. Guys, thank you all very much for tuning in, for supporting, for having a good time here. I certainly would think you are, because this has been a wonderful grand final here so far. As FoCuS sticks with the Farseer. It's so amazing to me that he doesn't switch it up once. 100% Farseer play, unless he's playing against Night Elf, has been the story of FoCuS's tournament here so far.
I think the only Blade Master we saw even today was from Fly, and it was against Orc.
Zamuro, what has happened to you? Alright, very important here to properly execute this lightning shield creep. Don't want to deny anything, and looks good. Gonna be a quick level 2 here. I think the mistake by 1-0, the biggest one we saw so far, was in Turtle Rock, where he gave way too much space to this Farseer. So I think once again, after getting level 2, 1-0 should play a lot more aggressively. He got some decent items. Not the greatest. It's also very tempting though to go towards the middle, take out the greens, get the claws later for the Lich. And that might be where the two are meeting. Indeed it is. This time, by the way, there's going to be an Orc Peon Scout permanently placed at this expansion. FoCuS doesn't want to get surprised again.
Wisely using that Peon Scout too. Not many orcs take advantage of it against undead from what I've seen.
Ooh, you're almost getting surrounded right there, but wiggles his booty out there. Good early game for 1-0, I think. Oh, and he's... Is that a ground surround? No way.
Oh my god.
He pulls back the Fiend, and in the midst of the chaos, goes for the grunt surround. Big experience for the DK. Grunt taken out. And I think FoCuS made a mistake here. Going into the middle and contesting the middle. If he just went somewhere less predictable, I don't know, top right maybe, or anywhere really where it's not so obvious, and he gets level 3. We saw before how a fast level 3 Farseer can benefit the Orcs so well. Oh my god, is he gonna get the Berserker as well? Oh, block against the speed scroll, are you kidding me? Coil cooling down, and he gets the Berserker as well. 1-0, out of his mind. Surrounds the Grunt first for the kill, and then blocks the Berserker for the kill as well.
So much XP.
What can you say to that, Kaiser? What can you even say to that?
It's incredible. I can't really think of any adjective other than wow. That's so much XP that the DK normally wouldn't have. There hasn't even been that much creeping done. He's almost level 3. So much stuff on his side of the map to safely do against the tier 2 Orc power spike if FoCuS decides to be aggressive on the map. With all these losses, it's very difficult to creep up the second hero as well. What do you do from here?
Yeah, there was a bit of a silver lining for the Farseer. After losing those 2 units, the DK was very hurt, so he had to fall back. So at least the Farseer was able to creep up more and get level 3. And now he can pressure with that Farseer. But the problem is, behind that pressure, usually you want to level up the TC. And that is not doable here. The TC just has pretty much no units to creep with, which is the big problem. Oh, might be getting a Fiend here. No opportunity there with the Chain Lightning. DK is low mana though, and we have a €10 donation coming in from Swert S. Says, after 16 years, I'm back to Warcraft 3, and I love it more than ever. It's a wonderful time, bro, to be back to Warcraft 3 because the meta is really interesting. We have lots of different strategies. There's still a lot of evolution going on. I think we are pretty much in the healthiest place we've ever seen in the meta, really.
And welcome back. A little bit of a plug too for another community venture, the Warcraft 3 gym. If you like me at all, I'm pretty active there. Nice resources for new players and good guys there too. Check it out.
So the Farseer is doing his job. He's keeping 1-0 on his heels. When you only have 2 heroes and 2 fiends for a long time, the Farseer can achieve quite a bit here of distraction. And FoCuS is creeping the natural in the meantime, which shouldn't come as a surprise for 1-0. In fact, the Undead scouted that already. But look at the slowdown here of the creeping. FoCuS recovering here now in this mid-game, somewhat at least. But just slowing down the Undead here is not enough. He also has to get up the expansion his side of the map. He's being very careful with his mana, by the way. He could have been using some Chain Lightnings to secure a couple of kills, but Farseer is still holding on to all that juice. Oh, tier 3 is already finished 1-0, so he can start Destroyer form right now and then attack the expansion with Destroyers before it has really paid off. TC though, leveling nicely over at the lab, is gonna get his level 3, I believe. WC3 is not going to try to cancel the expansion. He's going to let it finish and then try to destroy either the expansion or the army there of the orcs. Farseer. A little ambitious, but as the Lich doesn't have level 2 yet and no Nova, it actually is fine. TC about to get level 3. Lich about to get level 2. And with the Dark Ranger skeletons, you can creep like crazy here in these corners of the map. For the Orc, it's a lot harder to creep there over a long period of time, being reliant on heal cells and so on. Destroyer form, finishing any second now. There it is. Coming in with the speed scroll, the Farseer was in trouble. Kill on the Fiend, and that's level 3 for the TC. That's a big deal. He's getting the item here as well. Comes in with a Stomp. DK in a bit of trouble. Not a very big army for the Undead, though. Or for the Orc, really.
Gets the mana pot available. Holding it for quite a while. Goes out the Fiend. Good to see another one go down. Is FoCuS coming back into this?
Ensnares perfectly in time always, but also the Coil and Frost Armor counterplay very strong by 120. And if he can maintain position over here, he's trying with a Surround against the TC. The first time he fails at that this game? No. He locks it in. The TP is forced. TC will survive. Way towards the expansion. Somewhat open right here, right now. 120 at 46 supply. But mana is very low for the Undead. Gets level 2 on the Dark Ranger. He could also just creep 2 big camps on the left side of the map. But he's going to stick around here a little bit longer. Wants to prevent mining, wants to get more skeletons. A lot of skeletons, by the way. More destroyers being morphed. Very hard for FoCuS to fight into this big skeleton army. Is that 3 destroyers? No, 2 destroyers up in the air. And the wolves don't stand much of a chance against these Destros. With his Orc army, with weaker heroes, with lower tech, you need much bigger numbers. Oh, he dodges the Ensnare. Did you see that with the Fiend? No kill opportunity there. DC walks in. He gets off the Stomp. No silence here. Maybe a bit of a mistake. But the Raider is getting nuked so quickly. FoCuS calls for the GG. And it's all over. FoCuS, after claiming the lead in this series, will lose the best of 5. 120 gets its revenge against FoCuS and becomes the champion of the Huya Master Invitational #2.
What a man. What a series.